Midwestern Whisper, aka Tim, and this is Whisper 69. And I finally got my 15 minutes lifted, but I'm not sure if I have anything to talk about that'll take up that much time. Gonna attempt it, but we'll see how it goes. First off, what's been going on? Well, not a lot. Yet again, still not working. I have managed to make some money selling some items on eBay, which is helping pay the bills, but eBay is a buyer's market for sure. 1 week items might actually be worth quite a bit, and then for example, I was selling some vintage unopened action figures that I've had for a few years now, and I had bought them just to sell down the line when they were worth more, and they were selling okay for a while. I was making about 300% profit on the lot that I bought, but now this week I can't sell the remainder for anything, so making one last ditch attempt to sell them, and then I guess I'll take them off for a while and just watch how many are up there and what they're going for, and then put them up again when they start to go up again, or more rare, which if you have patience, I guess that's the way to do it. I guess I've never done it, but I guess maybe that's the way the stock market works too. A lot of research, a lot of patience, maybe a little luck. But anyway, I probably mentioned in the last several whispers that we thought the baby might be born early, but my wife went to her last appointment the other day, and she's not breech anymore. So Evelyn will be born normal, vaginally, and hopefully on time, although they say that, our doctor says that the second baby is usually a couple weeks early. She also said that the first baby is usually late, but my son was born on his due date. So, yeah, this little feisty daughter of mine, we haven't had any serious complications, but we had 5 ultrasounds, and my wife at least had, they have a name for it, basically diabetes while you're pregnant. She didn't have that. She was tested and she did have high with my son, but then the next time it was normal. So, with this and that, she just seems like she's a little more feisty than my son was. Although it's still kind of hot, the last few days have felt a lot cooler. Finally got some thunderstorms through here the last few nights, and I don't think it rained, at least in my town, for about 10 days. We went from spring and early summer flooding to, there was big cracks in my backyard, but we've got rain 2 or 3 days in a row now, so that's a good thing. Could also tell that we hadn't had any rain in a while because the groundskeeper, he usually mows the lawns on Thursdays, and he hasn't done it in the last 2 weeks. But anyway, the rain seemed to have dropped the humidity and temperature somewhat, about 10 degrees lower than it had been. We had 3 days in a row of 99-degree temperatures. And that may not seem like a big deal if you're from the south, but I'm in Iowa. I'm only about 6 hours from the Canadian border. So, yeah, 90 in July and August is normal, but we generally only only see maybe 4 or 5 days all summer long that reach 100. And we had this 3 days in a row, so like a lot of places, we're setting records, weather records. What else? What else? Oh, yeah, the money situation still isn't great, and if you've been listening to these whispers, I apologize for whining. It's probably about the 4th one now that I've been down, but I'm not quite as down as I was. Although nothing has really got a lot better. I mean, I do feel kind of good that I'm able to bring money in even though I'm not working with the sale of these items. I'm able to help pay bills, so that does encourage me a little. I did discuss that my wife was trying to get unemployment, and I can't remember if that, I think it was after my last whisper, she was turned down. Yet her coworker that was fired for the same thing was approved. So she's fighting it, and we'll see what happens with that. I know I'm in a similar boat as a lot of Americans, and maybe people outside our country, because I hear that this bad economy, is not just limited to the United States. And we do have it, okay. I mean, we're not suffering. But the only thing we might be suffering from is a little ego bruising, maybe. And maybe not quite as flush in the spending on frivolous things. But yeah, we're not suffering for sure. Yeah, just not quite used to have to tighten the belt buckles like this. Never had to do it before. So, for anybody that might be listening to this and you're worse off than me, I'm sure you're probably thinking, oh, poor you guy. I understand that there are people out there that have it much worse. I am getting I don't want to say tired of, because that's kind of harsh, but being that my wife and I are both home all the time now, I try to get away, or I try to encourage her to go somewhere, because I mean, it's not that we have a tiny home, but it kind of feels like we're always underfoot of one another. But yeah, I haven't worked for a long time being in school, but yeah, we had more of a routine when she went to work. Anyway, one last note on this selling these things. I do feel good that beyond the fact I'm able to pay some bills with my money, I am going to be able to pay for my son to get into school and get his school clothes and his supplies for school, because he's starting kindergarten next month. Yeah, it'll take that extra burden off of our savings and what money we are able to bring in, which right now namely is retirement money, which is sort of unfortunate, but it is what it is. Well, that's about all my personal junk going on. I think that I'm going to talk about some movies I've seen recently, and I won't give any spoilers, just on the fact that I hate when people do that to me, or even when people are talking about a movie and I'm looking it up online and you see the reviews and they just talk about the whole plot. Okay, I'll just do a few, and some of these may be theater, some may be DVDs, but I'll try to do newer movies, but some might be just new to me. Alright, I'm going to start with Transformers 3, Dark of the Moon. I grew up on Transformers toys and cartoons, so I know the characters' names, and even as a 37-year-old man, I was pretty excited when the first movie came out. To see live sequence Transformers was kind of cool to me. I didn't mind the first movie, but in all of them, the action moves so fast. And yeah, after the first one, they got complaints about the machines moving so fast you couldn't see what's going on. They actually did do in the second and this one slow down the action sequences, but really, by the time I saw this one not too long ago, it was just kind of all the same old thing. Giant robots transform, giant robots fight each other. Good versus evil. Save Earth. And what really can you do with that line? I really think that they've had 3 movies in 4 years, and I think that they've really already run its course. I know it's still brought in tons of money. Last I saw, it was like $380 million for this last movie. And if you actually watch the movies, I bet that didn't cost them all that much. I mean, a lot of it's computer animated, and I'm sure that costs money, but I bet it doesn't cost as much as doing live scenes. Yes, they have explosions. Yes, they have, whatever, but if you look at it, most of the quote-unquote real stuff is just the vehicles, people driving the vehicles. And then when they transform, it's computer animated. When they do the big, like, smashing into buildings and things like that, that's all computer animated. As actors go, I'm sure, I'll probably never say his name right, but Shia LaBeouf, or however you say it, the main boy guy in the movie, is Sam Witwicky. He's probably getting a big chunk of the money. But yeah, if I was to rate this movie just in its mundane quality from not being that different from the others, I'd probably only give it about 4 or 5 out of 10. Okay, gonna move on. Another one I saw not too long ago was Cars 2. And I really liked the first Cars movie. My wife didn't really care for it, but I thought it was cute and interesting. And the only thing I would say about Cars 2 without revealing the plot is that it is more complex than the first one. They have more than one storyline going on at a time. And my 5-year-old had a little difficulty keeping up with the different storylines. It still is pretty cute. I think I do like the first one better, but I would probably give it a 7 out of 10 probably. It was okay. One movie I've been waiting for a long time and finally got to see was Limitless. And basically, if you don't know what it's about, without giving away too much of this plot, is that there's a synthetic drug in the black market that this man gets a hold of that opens up his brain. Supposedly we only use 20% of our brain, and it allows you to use 100%. And what he's able to do, he goes from basically a know-nothing loser to one of the most powerful people in the world. So it was pretty good. It came close to meeting my expectations. And usually when they hype up movies, especially summer blockbusters, usually almost always falls short in my opinion. at least a little, but this came close. It was pretty good, and I would probably give it a good solid 8.5 out of 10. Another one I just saw not too long ago was Hall Pass with Owen Wilson. The basic storyline about this one is that these two men that are friends are unhappy in their long-term marriages, and the wives give them a hall pass, which is basically a break, a 1-week break from being married, which they can do whatever they want. And basically, it's saying go have sex with women, and the wives are allowing them to do this. And it's a story of the guys and the wives and what they all do during this week off. It's a comedy, and it was pretty good. It's a little bit of, it's pretty raunchy humor. A lot of sexual jokes. Most of them are sexual jokes. Which, from what Owen Wilson movies I've seen, he hasn't done a lot of. His movies are usually a little tamer. I mean, he kind of went from Marley and Me to this, in short work. I mean, he's the voice of Lightning McQueen on Cars. Come on. But yeah, it definitely not a kids movie, but it was pretty funny. I would give it an 8 out of 10. It was pretty good. What else? Rio, the cartoon Rio about the blue parrot. Cute. I liked it. And my son couldn't get into it that much, but basically this is about a parrot that's been domesticated its whole life, about 15 years, but it cannot fly. And its owner takes it to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, to be in basically a zoo setting with another parrot, to teach it to be a parrot. And they escape, and that's all I'm going to say, but it's cute. And I don't know, my son didn't like it too much, or didn't stay interested, but I watched it, and I would give it a good 8. It was pretty good. Anything else? I'm just kind of looking at a list online to see if anything else that I've seen. This isn't new, but I watched on DVD yesterday the last James Coburn movie that he did before he died. It's called American Gun. And I've known of it for a long time because he's been dead since like 2002. But I thought it was a Western for years because in his long career he did a lot of Westerns. He was actually the ranch cattle master, lord, whatever you call them, on Young Guns 2. That's just kind of who his style was. But it's not a Western. It's actually about this guy that he's an old man, and his grown daughters come home because she's got a divorce and her teenage daughter ran away. Well, anyway, she's killed in a robbery, and he goes across the country tracking this gun. The police give it to him after they close the case. And he goes around the country tracking the gun to different owners and stuff, and it was surprisingly good. It's a drama, and it's got a very shocking ending, and definitely worth watching. It's old enough now, you could probably rent it for 50 cents at any movie rental place, or maybe it's even free on Netflix or whatever. But yeah, speaking of Netflix, I actually just signed up for that here a week ago. My sister gets it via her computer, and we decided to get it. We have a Wii, so we just got it through the TV, I mean, you gotta have an internet connection, but I don't watch it on the computers, but it's only $8 a month, so pretty good deal in my opinion. Oh, let's see here. There's numerous movies out there I haven't watched yet. Oh, one we rented a while back was Romeo and Juliet, about kind of like a Toy Story type thing. The yard ornaments come to life when people aren't around. And it's kind of a Hatfield McCoy type thing. The red hats hate the blue hats, and vice versa. And kind of along the Romeo and Juliet, where the families hated each other. Romeo and Juliet fall in love, of course. Cute family movie, funny, and it nearly held up to expectations as well. And again, I'd probably give that an 8, because it was pretty good. Okay, I think that's probably enough rating of movies, and I'm definitely over the 15, and so now you're actually going to get one from me that's over 21 minutes long. But I suppose trying to be a little chipper than the last few, so I hope everybody is okay. I say that every time, but I care about people in general. I'm sometimes quick to anger, but I do care about people, and even if I don't know you personally, you know, I try not to have hate in my heart. I have anger for certain people, but I don't think I hate anybody, so hope you and yours are doing well, and quite honestly, I'm ready for summer to be over. I was just thinking about it, and couldn't wait for it to get here. Then we had this hot spell for like 10 days, and I guess the reason I said that, because I'm thinking about family and stuff. I started thinking about the cold weather holidays, and yeah, I'm ready for fall now. Never happy with the season we're in, are we? Okay, well, I'll probably get back to you within the week, so I hope you have a great week coming up, and I will speak to you soon.